Blast seems like it should have had the makings of a classic Dreamcast title, with developers from the teams behind House of the Dead and Sega Bass Fishing working on an exciting concept and a new spin on a classic trope. You'd think this shoot 'em up would be an easy winner. Sadly, it's let down by a huge lack of replay value and some other issues, and ends up more of a curiosity than a must-play experience. But for those who are looking for some quick, cheap, and visually fast thrills, then this arcade port may be worth a look. Charge and Blast puts gameplay front and centre, though there is some backstory to be gleaned from it. 3 separate soldiers, decked out in mechanised armour, are sent in when monstrous creatures, be it insects, reptilians or aliens, invade. What follows is an on-rail shooter with the aim of blasting, well, everything in sight, while racking up points for kills. It all bears a striking resemblance to Space Invaders, as you're locked to a horizontal plane while armed with 3 weapons. You can then move along this line using the triggers, and once there are no enemies in sight, you move on to the next area and repeat until a climactic boss fight is reached, while earning bonus points for multi-kills and gaining beneficial items from destroying certain objects. It seems pretty basic on the surface, but there are some cool touches which, for its time, stood out. While every character shares a single rocket launcher and torpedo, each of the 3 protagonists also holds a unique charge weapon, varying the style of attack. Whether equipped with a multi-lock rocket, laser attack, or deadly grenade, every character feels different enough to warrant testing out. It's straightforward, for sure, but with heated action, impressively sizable bosses, and plenty of arcade scoring action to go around, Charge and Blast is surprisingly fun. You couldn't call it a deep game, but for letting you blast all sorts of creatures while racking up a high score, you can certainly say it's a fun one. The presentation is also pretty solid, with a campy style which predates the likes of Earth Defense Force. The voice acting, particularly the stiff delivery of almost all of the main cast, is woeful in all the right ways. The explosions and destructive environments impress, while the characters and creatures and levels all look rather good. Watching oversized ants, giant worms and killer fish all explode into chunks never gets old either. You can tell little of the arcade game's performance was lost in the port, though there are some unwelcome bouts of slowdown which can interrupt the action. But if you want to gain a sense of how silly, yet fun, this title is, just watch the opening movie.
For the past few years, whenever a meteor comes down, they send one of us to check out the site.
But while all the pieces seem to fall into place, Charge and Blast suffers from one fatal flaw which really undermines its successes. There simply isn't enough of it. With a meagre 5 levels, which on an initial run may only take an hour to polish off, it feels like it ends before it really starts rolling. There's also very little additions from the arcade game, bar a time trial mode, which is more of the same, albeit under stricter countdowns. Some unlockable characters can also be unlocked for finishing the game on its various difficulties, but ultimately they don't add enough to the game. It's just a shame there isn't more to it. Charge and Blast feels like it was on the cusp of being one of the Dreamcast's greats, highlighting many of the console's strengths, particularly when it came to arcade-focused gaming. The rapid action, B-movie atmosphere and challenging gameplay are strong enough reasons to seek this one out, but with so few levels and so little in the way of additional content, it's easy to see gamers becoming bored quickly. However, if you don't mind a shorter ride and are looking for mindless shoot-'em-up action to keep you entertained for a few hours, this bombastic shooter may still be worthwhile to you. Just don't expect it to keep you hooked for longer than a couple of days.
And my duty is to blast them.